All right. Well, be sure to follow us on social media. I'm at Jim Tara, and Cassie is at Coach_Cassie RB on Instagram, at Coach Cassie RB on Twitter. And of course, again, subscribe to the YouTube page, Softball Strength Academy, for some great videos, coaching videos, and of course, this podcast and previous episodes and clips from previous shows and the catalog of shows that we've done here. Episode 20 today, preparing for athletic competition, preparing for games. What kind of questions, Cass, to ask an athlete? What are you asking that athlete? What are you zeroing in on for that upcoming game to prepare them for competition?
So I'm trying to get a feel of what their perception of that game is, right? Are they feeling good about it? Or are they, and they might say like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And they're like talking a little faster. They're maybe fidgeting a little bit. And so it's
Isn't that the short
I'm
tell,
looking.
isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm looking at the whole story. Like, okay, they might be a little nervous, or maybe they are in tune with how they're feeling and they're not as veiled, and they're being honest, and they're like, I've never faced a lefty that throws this hard. Like I've been watching video on her, and what we can start to zone in on is, okay, it's not necessarily what I think is the most impactful thing that needs to be worked on, but I need to kind of look at it from the athlete's eyes and say, what do they feel like they might need to work on? And granted, like as a coach, they might not need us if they knew exactly what they need to work on. So I'm trying to help them understand, listen, you might not have faced a lefty, but the drill we did last week mimics this type of pitching. And they're like, oh, okay. And then that'll be our focus, and we need to lend towards a physical focus for the day. Or they might come in and just be really lacking confidence, and I might need to go back to my notes and only pick wheelhouse items so they're feeling really, really good. Sometimes, at that Pittsburgh camp I was at for the Pirates, here we are, we're sitting with some of the best minor league players in their organization. There's a lot of money spent on them, and they're like, you know what, guys, sometimes the best hitting coach is just the guy that makes the hitter feel good, makes him feel like he's a great hitter. It's not someone who knows every single aspect of the body. And I think that's maybe where you need to go to when you're preparing that athlete for the game.
Sounds like, though, you need coaches who have that, not just knowledge, but that actual wisdom that could help that athlete get to where they need to get to mentally preparing for games.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the wisdom part is so important because a lot of times ego gets in the way. A coach is going to say, hey, we have to work on this. This is part of our plan. This is part of this. This is part of that, whatever it may be. I think so many times the ego gets in the way of the coach to be able to impart that wisdom, and says, instead of being like, hey, what's the best thing that my athlete might need from me right now? It's, well, this is the plan. This is what we're working on. When I played, this is what we did. And that's that. Instead, it might be, hey, let's take a look at what this athlete is feeling. They might be experiencing some anxieties completely different than what I played with or what I experienced, and their prep for a game should hopefully look different, athlete to athlete, person to person, and maybe game to game. What works one game is not going to be the same that works in another. And that's important, I think, for the coaching community to really hold on to.